Hey guys. So I wanted to do a video on some of the great items that I have that I just don't currently use. I think it was, I saw Porcelain do a video just like this and I thought, you know what, this is a great video idea. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to be doing this video. I'm going to be doing this video because there's just so many really good items that I have and I just don't use them. So like, why? Well, no, I know why. It's because I've got so much that it kind of is a little bit difficult to keep up. You find something else that's really good and then you find something else that's really good and then you forget about that original thing. So first is NARS Pacifié. This eyeshadow is amazing. I absolutely love this. I do not usually go for eyeshadow singles. When I first started out in makeup, I was more so about eyeshadow singles and then it went to palettes. And then I found that eyeshadow singles were just not that important anymore. So I barely have any eyeshadow singles. But this, I think it was like £21 for this one single eyeshadow, and I think I got this one and Cassiopeia, so that was £42 in one go. And I remember at first I was kind of like, oh god, I just spent £42 on two single eyeshadows, but I absolutely love this shadow. I mean, you can see like I've just used, whenever I've used this shadow, it's always just been in the corner because I absolutely love this print. It's gorgeous. It's just so beautiful. Like I'll do a swatch. Like you see, it's that beautiful greeny brown duochrome kind of shadow. Oh, it's just so nice. And the thing is, this is a little bit on the glittery side. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's a little bit on the glittery side. And I stopped reaching for this. I'm not too sure. No, this shadow I then found started to turn up in other eyeshadow palettes that I started to purchase. So I stopped drawing for it, especially as this one has glitter in it. I prefer for my eyeshadows not to have glitter. I prefer to have either shimmer, duochrome, or if it is a glitter, I want it to be a loose glitter that I can pat onto my eyes myself, because I just find that glittery single shadows, they just don't perform as well as just regular glitter do, and it just doesn't show up as much, and by the end of the day the glitter has disappeared. So that's what I find sometimes. So that's why I kind of decided to steer away from this. But I need to start pulling this out because I started wearing the Cassiopeia shade a hell of a lot recently, so I need to start pulling this out and using this because this is gorgeous, and especially as it was £21. Listen, I need to be getting my money's worth. Next is my MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette. Okay, as you can see, this has like, this whole side here has been completely demolished and there's still some colors left on this side, but I have repurchased this. This one's in the medium. Is this medium deep? Yeah, medium deep. And I've repurchased this in the medium because I found that this one was probably just a little bit too deep for me, so I've decided to repurchase the medium. But even still, I don't draw for this every day the way I used to draw for. I don't draw for this as much as I used to. So now what's taken its place is like the Makeup Revolution concealers, the liquid concealers. I use those to conceal and to contour, and before I used to use this palette. But I think even before that, I think I had the NYX contour sticks, you know, like the double-ended ones. And once I'd finished that, I then went on to other concealers and contours, but kind of forgot this. But this is such a good product, so I need to, like, all of these items that I mentioned, I do want to bring them back out and start messing with them again. And as you can see, like, look, this won't take too long for me to pan. Aside from this shade, I don't really use the orangey shades. They're just too orange for me. I need to use the more like these deeper shades because this orange, it just does not suit my skin. I'm more of a neutral or yellow person, but definitely not orange. It just does not suit me. So aside from that shade, I would be close to panning this anyway because look, it's pretty much almost done. So I need to start using this. I think what I'm going to do after this is just put it on my vanity so that I can be more enticed to use it, because I don't know why I just stopped using it. Like, girl, use it. My Sleek Solstice palette. This highlighter palette is bae. I've mentioned it recently in a few of my other videos. I don't want to blind you, but here it is. This palette is just so beautiful. I mean, like, look. This blinding highlight is just gorgeous. But the thing that I find with this is that it's more shimmer, it's more about the shimmer than the pigment. So to me, these three, because this is a cream, so these three, there's not really much between them. There's not really much of a difference because they all just come off really shimmery, like icy shimmery on my skin. Like there's not really much pink in that pink. There's not really much yellow in this one, and this one I don't really see the orange. This one would be the one that would suit me out of the three of them if this was more pigmented with orange. So I tend to draw for one of the other palettes in this collection because I just find that these are just way too shimmery for me and they don't have as much pigment, but the shimmer on its own is just so gorgeous. Like if you want that blinding highlight, like this is definitely the palette to go for. And I used to draw for this so often until they came out with another one which was a little bit more suited to my skin tone. So oh, then we have the L'Oreal Paris Paradise Ecstatic Mascara. This was like a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Like literally it has that hourglass brush and it was just so nice. But recently I've been using another, oh my gosh, this is a mess. That's probably another reason why I don't draw for it, because that just created such a mess trying to put it back in, like literally such a mess. But anyway, I've been using other mascaras of recent and I really feel like I need to get back into this mascara because it really is a good one. It works literally just like the Too Faced Better Than Sex but at such a discounted price, so you're not breaking the bank using this mascara at all. But I think now I most definitely need to use it because I think we are, like, this has a 6-month shelf life. Yes, so I need to start using this so I can get rid of it, because I think we probably will be approaching that 6-month mark soon. So the other mascaras that I've been using, I'm gonna have to put them on the back burner, get through this one ASAP. Oh, next is the MAC Pigments. This one is in Old Gold. I used to bust this out literally all the time and it's just literally a true green gold pigment, and I think whenever I wanted a gold eyeshadow I would definitely draw for this. But then people like Juvias started bringing out amazing shimmers in their palettes and this kind of stopped being something that I drew for because I could have it in a palette rather than having to dip into this. But I think, as I said, I need to start getting through these things because they're just gonna sit there. I think that's something that I need to do, just learn to rotate my makeup and get through as much of these items that I have, because it's gonna sit there and go bad. Then it's kind of a waste of money. Like, what's the point? But that is definitely something that I have been attempting to do more of recent. And then lastly is my BH Cosmetics Forever Nude palette. Oh my god, now this is gonna be a mess. So I got this palette a while ago. I think they've probably discontinued this by now, I think. I mainly use it for these two blushes here. I swirl my brush into it and I put that on my cheeks, and oh my gosh, this is just so beautiful, and I just don't use it anymore. I don't know, I think it's because I bought, like, again, the Juvia's blush palettes, their cheek palettes. I got those, and I also got a Makeup Revolution blush palette as well, so I just tend not to really draw for these. I can't really speak too much on the eyeshadows that are, those 6 eyeshadows that are there on this side, because I didn't really use it that much, but I did know that when I did use them they were a little bit hit and miss, so I prefer to use other shadows aside from the ones that are in this palette. I really just go for this blush in here. It's just gorgeous on my skin tone, and it's just such a shame because, as I said, this has been discontinued and it was like my favorite blush ever, my favorite. So I'm just so upset that I won't be able to get it back once I do hit pan and finish that blush. Like, So those are a few of the items that I have which are amazing that I just don't use. I will be making such an effort to get through them or just bring them back into rotation, because I feel like I'm kind of stuck on a loop on using the same products over and over and over again. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because when you find something that works for you, like, work with it. But if I've made the choice to make the purchase, I think I need to make the effort to use the product. So that's going to be my ethic. From now on, I've made a choice to make the purchase. Now make the effort to use the product. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on my socials, which are all linked down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.